Hola a todos, ¿qué tal están? Welcome back to CARIBACAD, where we help you pass CSEC French or CSEC Spanish with flying colors. Now, in today's video, we're going to be doing a CSEC tutorial of paper 1. I'm going to be walking you through that paper and giving you some insights on what you should be doing in order to get the full marks for that paper. So ensure that you stay to the very end of this video, and if you are taking CSEC French or CSEC Spanish, and today we're focusing on CSEC Spanish, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any uploads. The exam is fast approaching and you want to get as much insights as possible to do as well as possible. I know you want to get a grade 1, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get our uploads as soon as they come out. Now, let's get into the video. Alright, so as mentioned before, we're going to be going through paper 1 for CSEC Spanish in detail. And if you watched our previous video, which should appear somewhere on the screen if the editing is on point, we made sure to outline that paper 1 is the multiple choice section of the examination. It is 1 hour and 15 minutes long, accounts for 25% of the total grade, and the total marks you can get from this multiple choice section is 60 marks. 60 marks for paper 1. Now, paper 1 is broken into two parts, part A and part B. Part A is a listening comprehension section and part B is the reading comprehension section. Part A is 45 minutes long with 30 items valued at 1 mark each, and part B is 30 minutes long with 30 items as well, valued at 1 mark each. Now I'm going to be providing you with some pointers that CXC gives you on the test booklet, but I'm going to be sharing with you them today so that you have an idea of what they are before you enter into the exam room. So listen up. On the day of the exam, in addition to your test booklet, you should have an answer sheet. Each item in this test has 4 suggested answers lettered A, B, C, and D. You should read each item you are about to answer and decide which choice is best. On your answer sheet, find the number which corresponds to your item and shade the space having the same letter as the answer you have chosen. For example, Colombia es or A, un país, B, una colonia, C, una ciudad, y D, un continente. Alright, so I'm going to give you a chance to guess that. Guess that. Now, the answer is A. Ensure that you shade A and shade it in correctly. Blacken the circle or the space very well and very vividly. Alright, so let's just pretend that this is the bubble sheet, the answer sheet that you receive. You need to ensure that you make sure that you blacken the answer like this. You don't want to put an X through it. You don't want to half shade it, and don't want to just put a stroke on it. Remember, a computer will be marking the examination, so you can't assume that, okay, the examiner must understand that I put a stroke through it and then that's okay. Remember, there are thousands and thousands of multiple choice questions to be marked, so you have to ensure that you lock in your marks. It doesn't make sense you know it and you study all day and night, and then on the day of the exam you do this or this or this. Make sure you blacken it or shade it in very well so that the computer can pick it up and you can get your mark. And let's say you made a mistake and you want to change your answer. Make sure you erase it completely as well as possible with your pencil, and you should be shading in the answers with a pencil and not a pen, by the way. Make sure you note that. So you should shade it out as completely as possible, and then you should erase as completely as possible, and then shade in the other answer very darkly so that the computer can pick it up. Alright, I'm going to be doing that for you right now. 1 second. Alright, and see, I erased it as best as I could, and then I blackened it in or shaded it in as best as possible. Alright, next tip. So remember, when you're told to begin, turn the page as quickly as possible and answer the questions as soon as you can. Yes, read the questions carefully or listen carefully and answer the questions as soon as you can. If you don't know the answer to a question, just put an asterisk beside it and then come back to it and then shade it in correctly. More tips on paper 1 and more videos like this one are going to be coming out on our channel. So if you want to stay in the loop, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications or your post notifications so that you're aware of the videos that we post on this channel. Or you can just go to the search bar on YouTube and type in CARIBACAD and you'll see our channel come up. Alright, let's look at part A, section 1. I remember the entire portion of part A is 45 minutes long. We're gonna be taking a look at the instructions. For each question in this section, you will hear a single sentence. Choose from the 4 pictures in your test booklet. The one picture which best shows what the sentence says, then shade the corresponding space on the answer sheet. For example, you will hear El niño va a correr. You should decide on the answer and then shade it in. In this case, the answer is D. So here is a very important side note for section 1. There are usually 8 questions in section 1, and when your teacher says the sentence, you will have about 15 seconds to respond. So in all, section 1 is 2 minutes long. Section 1 of part A, that is. Section 2, instructions. In this section, you will hear a number of sentences. Each sentence will be read twice and will be followed by one question or incomplete statement. 4 suggested answers for each question are printed in your test booklet. For each question, choose the answer which best completes the question or statement. For example, you will hear, Mamá, tengo muchísima sed. Mamá, tengo muchísima sed. ¿Qué quiere esta persona? After looking at the suggested responses, you should select the best one and blacken it. A, una manzana. B, una comida. C, un médico. Y D, una galleta. Section 3. In this section, you'll hear a series of public announcements or selections followed by a number of questions. Each announcement or selection will be read twice. For each question, there is a choice of 4 responses or completions. Select the best response and shade the corresponding space on your answer sheet. There is no sample question for this section. However, although CSEC does not provide a sample question, I'm going to be providing you guys with a sample question today. So if you appreciate that, if you like that, make sure to give this video a like. Give it a thumbs up, please do, so that I know to take more initiative in my other videos and provide you guys with more bonuses. Thank you so much. So listen carefully to the first sample selection. El parque se cierra a las 5:30 por la tarde. Por favor, no olviden sus artículos personales y los de sus niños. El parque se cierra a las 5:30 por la tarde. Por favor, no olviden sus artículos personales y los de sus niños. ¿Dónde se encuentra la gente? ¿Qué pasará a las 5:30? ¿Qué deben hacer los visitantes ahora? If you would like the answers to this passage and also the translation for the passage, make sure to check out the link in the description box down below, which will provide you with the answers. Go check that out as soon as possible, or at the end of this video.
Say what?
Sample selection 2. Chicas, tenemos que salir de hogar a las 5 en punto para llegar a tiempo al estadio. El concierto empezará a las 6 y estoy segura que habrá mucha gente porque las tres mejores bandas van a tocar. Chicas, tenemos que salir del hogar a las 5 en punto para llegar a tiempo al estadio. El concierto empezará a las 6 y estoy segura que habrá mucha gente porque las 3 mejores bandas van a tocar. ¿A qué hora van a salir del hogar? ¿A dónde van estas personas? ¿Por qué habrá muchas personas ahí? Now, part 4 section 4 of part A. Remember, it's part A and part B. This is the 4th section of part A. So, listen up to the instructions. So, a reading passage will be read to you before the passage is read to you. Now, these are the instructions that you will hear from your teacher or the CSEC Spanish examiner. This is what he or she will say. I shall read the passage straight through once. Listen carefully while I read. I shall then instruct you to look at the questions in English on the text. 3 minutes will be allowed for you to read the questions and make notes. There are two groups of questions. I shall read the passage again, but this time in 2 parts. When I have finished reading part A, but not before, you will be given 5 minutes in which to select your answers for the first group. You must select the best answer and blacken the corresponding letter on the answer sheet provided. This procedure will be repeated for part B. I shall then read the passage a 3rd time straight through, and you will then be allowed. The procedure will then be repeated for part B. I shall then read the passage a 3rd time straight through, and then you will be allowed. So we've went through part A, all 4 sections. Now we're moving on to part B. At this time, before we move on, I want to thank Craig Hamilton and Meech Productions for leaving a comment on our last video. Those positive comments were well appreciated. I thank you so much for the feedback. And if you want to leave a comment, just tell us what's on your mind, what video ideas you have in mind. Leave them down in the comment section down below. If you are one of the first persons to comment on a video, most likely I will see it and respond to you as soon as possible. So if you want to be one of the first commenters on our video, make sure you turn on the notification bell. Part B is 30 minutes long, remember, and it's a reading comprehension section of paper one. Yes, because we're focusing on paper 1 today. Woo! Like part 8, 30 questions, 30 items, each valued at 1 mark. In part B, your grammar and vocabulary are tested very heavily, so make sure you practice your tenses, your past tense, your future tense, imperfect tense. Make sure you know gender agreement in Spanish, and make sure to do a lot of reading to boost your vocabulary. Now let's go to section 1 of part B, instructions. Each of the following sentences contain a blank space. Below each one of the 4 choices, select the one which is best in each case, then shade the corresponding space on the answer sheet. Instructions for section 2. In the conversation below, select the word or phrase which will make each sentence grammatically correct, then shade the corresponding space on the answer sheet. Section 3. The scenario below contains blank spaces indicating that words are left out. For each blank space, there are 4 suggested answers. After reading the scenario carefully, select the choice that is best in the context for each blank space. Then shade the corresponding space on the answer sheet. And I just want to make you guys aware that just because paper 1 is a multiple choice section and you're doing listening and reading, you have to ensure that you do a lot of practice, especially on the listening side. There's no way that you can SWOT listening. It's either you can understand the Spanish or not. So it's imperative that you do as much listening practice, Insta audio, practice with a tutor, listen to as much Spanish music as possible. You can even use Netflix as a resource. There's tons of series and movies that you can watch, and that will allow you to really immerse with the Spanish language as much as possible. Section 4. Here are the directions. Read the following selections carefully for comprehension. Each selection is followed by a number of incomplete statements or questions. Select the completion or answer that is best according to the information given in this section. Then shade the corresponding space on the answer sheet. There is no sample question for this section. Although there is no sample question, I'm still going to be providing you with a bonus question. So if you appreciate me doing that, if you haven't already liked the video, thank you so much. Alright, so the answers to all of the questions in this video are linked in the description box down below. Make sure to check them out. And also, here's a quick summary of what we went through. Paper 1 is 1 hour and 15 minutes long. It is marked out of 60 and accounts for 25% of the total grade. Here's part A, which is the listening section, and you have part B, which is the reading section of the examination. If you'd like a walkthrough of the entire CSEC Spanish examination, paper 1, 2, and 3, and just an idea of the syllabus, you can check out our previous video, which will appear somewhere on the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, exam preparation reduces frustration. Hasta luego. Chao. Nos vemos.